The second element is leading. As a sales manager, it is your responsibility to set and maintain high standards in your team. And here again is a problem. High standards mean you set the standard and that's it. Salespeople need to adhere. When a new salesperson comes into a team, these are the standards. This is what we want you to do. These are the number of calls, that's the number of sales, these are the percentages, etc. The problem is, most sales managers take too much nonsense from their sales team. When a salesperson turns around and says, we can't make 5 appointments a day, with all the traffic and driving and going to see customers and handling problems and then having to put the information into CRM and do reports, we can't make 5 calls a day. That's nonsense. When a salesperson turns around and says, customers just aren't buying at the moment, that's nonsense. Salespeople often come up with that kind of thing. What's happening with sales? People just aren't buying at the moment. I had it yesterday with a group of motor car salespeople that I was training. And the answer, I got that answer. It's the people aren't buying at the moment. I said, why not? He said, no, it's the economy. I said, it's not the economy. He said, it is. I said, how do you know? He says, I listen to the news, I read newspapers. Big mistake. So do I. But I look for the positive stuff. And I said to him, you know what? What always interests me is that recently, just now, the figures for motor cars, new car sales come out all the time. And I'm always astounded that those numbers are always going up. New car sales are always increasing. So what I said to him was, it's not that people aren't buying, they are buying. And if the numbers are going up, they're not only buying, but they're buying more. They're just not buying from you. Okay, so make sure, if a salesperson says to you, our prices are too high, the competitors are cheaper, the customer doesn't want to pay that amount, they just want the lowest price possible, that's nonsense. Now, the only way that you can overcome that is to get out from behind your desk, go out into the field, make calls, see customers, visit with salespeople so that you know yourself what's happening out there. You set the example. I train some companies on a regular basis, and I see the same thing all the time. There are companies that are trained where the sales manager spends all of their time in the office, managing. Admin, forecasting, spreadsheets, they're never out of the office. There's things up all over the place. They're never out there. They don't even know what it looks like outside the office in the field. Where do you think the salespeople are? Exactly in the same place, all in the office, all doing little bits and pieces and admin and all that kind of stuff. Then there are companies where the sales manager is never in the office. They are out seeing customers, seeing suppliers, going on calls with salespeople. Those salespeople in those companies are never there. So just remember, in terms of setting and maintaining high standards, you set the example.